Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to Nasty Collective YouTube channel. Today we got a special treat for y'all. So we got the Rowdy Kranz and the Live Once interview. You know how we go, you know how we do out here in the underground.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, we need the up and comers out here on film. You know, we need to tell y'all a story. You know, let me introduce y'all to the world. You know, introduce y'all to myself too. So with that being said, I want you to go ahead and start us off. You know, tell me a little bit about yourself and what it is you out here doing.
Okay. Again, I'm Rowdy Kranz, man. Real name Zach Kranz. I've been doing music about 15 years.
Okay.
It took me, I don't know, it probably took me until I was about 28 to actually lay down something. I mean, I can remember being in the closet back in the day, you know, trying to lay down tracks and trying to rip whatever I can, you know, and here we are 2 years later, and we're about a year into making music now, and we're actually making moves, man. It feels good. Yeah. Come from a hard background and shit, so.
What do you think it was that made you start taking this shit seriously? Because you're saying you've been rapping, or not even just rapping, but making music for a while, right?
Yeah.
So what made that spark, flare?
Basically, man, my little brother helped me out a lot.
Okay.
He found a passion for music and kind of reignited my drive, you know?
Yeah.
And now here we are trying to do this together, and it really reignited that spark for me.
So was it just like that music being heard, you were just like, damn,
that's fire. I need to jump on that, you know?
I know, bro. I know how it is. And that's what's up. So Live Once, he's talking really good about you out here, you know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you out here doing.
So about 10, maybe 11 years ago, when I was 11 years old, man, my brother, I saw him. He used to lay down music in front of me, He'd come home and be like, oh, yeah, I just wrote this, check this out, little bro. So I'd be like, all right, well, let me, check it out. And he would always just rap the smoothest, cleanest stuff, and I kind of caught on to it. And, one day he told me, sit down, actually write something, try to do something, and I was like, okay, bet. So I did, man. I brought it to him, and then it kind of just took off from there. Over the years, we just progressed and progressed and progressed. So we would make music together and make music separated and, kind of collab here and there. But, we never really had the resources to really do it, because like he said, man, rapping in the closet, ghetto microphone, ghetto cameras, ghetto platforms, all that, dude, on Audacity and everything. But, about a year ago, I finally got my foot in there. Jay Medina, he hit me up. He hosted a rap battle down at the Marquee.
Okay, shout out.
So, man, shout out Jay Medina. But so he told me come down there, man. And I was like, okay, I'll take my shot, So I did it, man. I stepped up to the game and did my best I could. I placed about third place, I think, on that. And,
nice.
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was a dope experience. But after that, I had another show. Somebody hit me up. I think TJ, man. Shout out TJ, too. But
shout out.
He hit me up and he was like, you want to come open? And I was like, yeah. So I did. I went out and I opened up for all my old music that I had made in the past. And Daniel Aquino, that's when he saw me. He came up and he was like, you guys want to talk? We could sit down. We could talk something. I was like, okay. Zach was like, yeah, man, you should really talk. And I was like, okay, yeah. So we went out back and we sat down. We talked. We chatted up, and he told me about Forewarn. He had Forewarn in the past. Forewarn Records. It's a label that he kind of created and did his best to bring up on the upper rising. I think they used to hold about 7 or 8. Maybe I'm wrong, man, but they had about 8 artists on there. And
no, I remember those days, man.
Yeah,
it was pretty fire, bro. Yes, sir.
But they was putting out fire music.
It was. But eventually they had a fall off. So he was there talking to me how he wanted to recreate Forewarn. And I was like, okay, I could definitely do that. He said, well, we could really use you and your brother. Like, okay, yeah, definitely, man. So we kind of had an agreement. We took the steps. We did what we did. We had to work hard, We went up to Kansas, back, forth. We've had a show in Denver recently. We just had that last month, opening up for Joey Cool, so that was cool.
Yeah,
for sure.
Got an album coming out May, man. A duo album and shit. So things have been real cool lately.
What kind of drive and production and almost authenticity do you have now being signed to when you were just doing this shit by yourself?
When I was doing this by myself, I had the drive, I had the creativity, man. I just didn't know the steps to take in that direction to get up there. And because it was kind of hard, because I remember I wouldn't necessarily say I was ready to be where I am at right now in the past. And if I could go back, man, I would say, you know, I wouldn't take the shot because I'd want to take the time to get better. You know, I took that time to get better, and I really did. Like, and it took a while, but, you know, you get better with practice. Everybody does, man. And that's for everybody out there, you know. What
kind of music would you say that you make?
I make music that just comes from the heart, you know.
Right.
Music with a beat to it. Like, you know, and I believe in, you know, making music, you know, in a comedy way, but I would say that our music, you know, is more from the heart. It's got a meaning behind it.
Yeah, because I hear you guys talking about, like, you know, relationships, you know, your own, like, sanity in your head, you know, like mental health. You know, I hear you guys talking about this stuff, and I think it's like you rapping and then like you're singing the chorus as well, like, or I think you rap as well, right? Like you're out here rapping, so. Like, it's a fire-ass duo as far as what I hear, you know what I mean? So, and that's just working.
Man, my bad.
What is the struggles or even, like, the benefits of working with family and more likely your brother here? Or not more likely, but, you know, your brother. So, what's the struggles and what's, like, the benefits from that?
I would say, man, one of the struggles would be is just trying to keep each other... like, keep writing, you know?
Yeah.
Writer's block, I would say, for everybody out there trying to make music is just the biggest downfall to everybody, because you go through the stage, man, it's like, all right, you know, I'm writing out all these lyrics, but then after all that stuff is dropped, you know, you get back into it, it's like, man, what do I chalk down now? You know what I'm saying? So, like, keeping each other afloat, keeping each other trying to, like, you know, write, have fire-ass lyrics coming 24/7, I would say that would be the biggest struggle, but... You know, we make it happen. We definitely do. And I would say a benefit is, man, we're coherent. You know, our music, it just collabs. It does, you know. And versus trying to make music with everybody else, you know, you don't necessarily know everybody like that. You know, because, it's my brother. So I know him the best. And, our music just collabs great, man. It really does, you know.
What would you say?
For me, man, as far as struggling, I don't know about a struggle in there because he's like my best friend. You know, what I mean, we get along good and shit. We can chop it up and ain't afraid to say what we got to say. But I'd say the advantage is the drive. Like when I hear something that he puts out or something that he raps or vice versa, it just amps me up to that next level. Next level. You know, I've watched my flow change even over the last year and a half. It's super duper changed. I think, man. And that's for anybody really. If you just hear anybody out here, everybody's coming with some heat, and so far it's just been nasty. Even these last 6 months, people's music is just crazy, man. It amps me up, makes me want to go farther and farther. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the culture's been a little bit like rebirth, you know, because there was like a little period of like not that much movement, you know. Yeah. I mean, you can see it from like Fort Warren, someone like Fort Warren, the company, and Daniel, shout out both. But like. You know, him stopping at one point and then him trying to recreate it, you can see why he's like, oh, shit, maybe I can recreate it right now because shit's popping off right now, you know? Yeah. So maybe it had, something to do with COVID for sure, but,
that fucked everybody's
for sure, you know? But how has it been, you started out here, where was the first venue you performed at?
The Marquee.
So how was it from the Marquee to now Colorado, and you're moving states and shit, how's it feel?
Oh, dude, it's definitely, when I went to Denver, man, it was a big difference of scenery, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I was out there, like,
where'd y'all perform at in Denver?
The Roxy Theater, man.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was cool. It was real cool. It was, wouldn't say it was the biggest show, but it was definitely a vibe, dude. I fucked with it, man. Denver is real cool, too, man. It was cool getting out there, but a difference from the Marquee in Denver, I would say, is just
the home base, man.
Yeah, the home base. When you're home, you're here, you're at the venue, you're home, you're vibing with everybody
right?
Versus up there, nobody really knows you. So I mean, if they fuck with you, they fuck with you. If they don't, they don't.
They almost gotta like fall for you in that moment, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole opportunity, man. It's your opportunity,
Yeah, we got a show coming up March 10th in Council Bluffs too, man. I think it's Maloney's or
Maloney's, I believe.
Maloney's.
Yeah, shout out Fetty Fred and Mumbles. I think they're headlining that show. We're gonna get down with them, so that's pretty cool.
And are those some of the other artists that you guys are working for or with in Fort Warren?
Yeah. Fetty Fred, he's on the label. He's been working with Daniel for the longest, and they've created some of the fire shit in Sioux City, definitely, man. And they've taken steps that it would take years for somebody to get there together, man. And same thing. You know, Gavin Pergate, he's on the label too. You know, he's got a lot of good stuff. If you want to search him up, man, he's got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, he's fire. He's super fire.
Man. He can sing like crazy. But yeah, man, Forewarned, they've been picking up, you know, some good artists. I think we're supposed to be talking with Mumbles soon. So
nice.
Yeah, he's supposed to be coming on there.
Yeah, and see, like, one thing that I like to tell the viewers and stuff is that, you know, you hit me up for an interview, what was it, like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
And during that time, that's when, like, you started popping off. You were, like, you know, getting your stance off, and then now you're over here traveling state to state, you know? And me personally, I just felt like this is a perfect moment for you to have an interview. At least even both of you, you know what I mean?
Most
like,
definitely.
just because, you know, people out there, they don't really recognize when to capture their moment, you know?
Right.
So I try to focus on that for you guys as well, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a real honor for me to even have people here and even fucking with the whole podcast and, you know, the interviews now, because it used to be the podcast.
Right.
It's really nice because I can have some culture come through and then, you know, capture you guys, and then maybe 10 years from now you can look back at this interview and be like, okay,
damn,
that's what my mindset was at, you know?
Right, yeah.
That's how I was fucking with myself, or that's how I felt.
Yeah.
And then, like, 10 years from now, you know, maybe we can rehash shit up and then, you know, see where you're at there, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the culture right now of music needs a big, like, improvement, you know? Because, like, we need people who are talking more about some real shit, you know, people who are taking their music more serious.
Right.
Not even the fact that, like, I'm just against, like, you know, rapping about, like, drugs, shit like that. I'm not like totally against that, you know, because people do make some fire ass music like that, you know?
Man.
But it's just like, it's nice and refreshing to hear some, like, real shit coming out of you guys' hearts, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like, that's why I appreciate that kind of music. And,
For
you
sure,
know,
bro.
it's real. It's just real, you know?
Yeah, I think inspirational music, it goes a long
Mm-hmm.
way, man. And not only that, but I mean, here and there, you'll also catch some hype tracks. From
I was about to
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Yeah, we got
Mhm.
some
You got
hype
a
shit
couple
coming
Yeah.
out too, man.
And see, I fuck with that, you know, completely.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, you know, but I hear that a lot out of the culture because, you know, people are trying to be gangster rappers out here and stuff like that, you know?
Right.
So you hear that a lot, you know?
Yeah.
But especially when doing the podcast and stuff, I try to bring people here that are just straight about their grind, like straight about, like, their craft, because
Yeah, man.
that's the point, you know? Like, that's the point of you guys even getting exposure for yourself, because
Yeah.
I'm trying to, like, progress your progression here.
Right.
I had a friend one time tell me, like, why don't people be interviewing the local rappers, the small rappers, you know, or the artists? So that's why we're out here.
Definitely.
But what are some goals you guys have and want to aspire to in this field?
Oh, I would say.
Where is it, you know, going to go from here? How do you think?
So basically, man, I remember about a year ago, maybe actually 3 years ago, I was sitting in Saturday in the park thinking, man, one day I'm trying to make it to the Abe stage, you know, and if it ain't the
Yeah.
Abe stage, at some stage, to
Mhm.
do Saturday in the park, man. So I mean, we got definitely some goals sitting here, and we haven't made it that far yet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So all those goals have yet to be reached, and like I would say Saturday in the park, you know, hitting all the farther states, maybe hit California if we could, you know, make it down to Village Studios and record in their studio, you know, something, man.
That's a whole goal.
That's
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
Village
shit.
It's
Studios
cool
would be
down
fire.
there, man.
That's what's up.
It's expensive, but it's worth
Right.
it, you know, worth the experience. But
Mhm.
yeah, so it's just taking it day by day, week by week, month by month, and year by year. I mean, that's all you can really do, you know?
For me, man, it's yeah, like you said, day by day. Like right now, I just want to, because we are going to be independent artists as well, you know, individual artists.
Yeah.
So I just want to make sure that I focus on my solo as much as I do, or as much as I have, you know, our joint album. So that way we can both take off in another direction, you know what I mean? We're always going to make music together, so, you know, he's my brother.
That's good that you guys aren't on some shit where it's like, oh shit, he's over there making his own, you know, trying to bump up or what, you know, like, you know, there's tension comes and goes like that, you know what I mean?
Definitely.
But it's really nice to see, like, you're like, nah, bro, if he makes it, like, that's just awesome for him, you know?
Yeah, dude. It's,
So,
humble.
like, I
It's
fuck with
humbling
that. Yeah.
regardless.
No, for
Right.
sure.
I feel the same way about him, man.
Yeah.
You know, if one day he would wake up tomorrow and he made it, or at least
Mhm.
one of us made it, you know? 'cause
Yeah.
That's our dream, and that's what it was since a kid, man.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
I mean, even if he does make it, and let's just say, like, you don't, like, you still have music together, you know, the
Yeah,
whole ass
always.
album. So, like,
Right?
if they want to listen to you, they're going to have to listen to you, too.
It's
You know what I
gonna
mean?
pop off regardless, you know,
So
right?
they're going to have to come back to it.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. And has Forewarned, do you think you know, all the expectations you had from like getting signed on, do you think that you have been at that point of like meeting those expectations?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I definitely do, man.
Okay.
Mine and Daniel's history goes back a long, long ways and
Yeah.
whatever, but that's neither here nor there. He was a good friend of mine a long time ago, and
Mm-hmm.
since we've really started doing this, he's done every single thing that he said he would do,
Right.
and he continues to do that. You know,
Mhm.
he continues to stay on our grind, help us, you know, with our promotion, our shows, and marketing and stuff like that. You know, he
Yeah.
does a lot, and we are grateful, and for sure he's hit every single milestone. It's up to us to do the legwork. You
Yeah.
know, and that's what we're trying to put in.
Are you guys still fucking with like the local shows right now? Like, are you still like? I know you guys
Oh, yeah.
are trying to branch out, but as far as like local goes, what is like something that's gonna get you on the stage? Like, is it the payment? Is it like the person that's like the venue, that's, you know, renting the venue, or like what is it to get you guys out there?
Well, I would say, man, we got there's one coming up, King ISO, man. He's
Okay.
on Strange Music. He's coming down to the marquee.
Yeah.
So like if it's an open it up for like, you know, a big
Mhm.
artist, or, you know, even one of the local homies, you know, if they
Yeah.
hit us up, you know, hey, come out, come fill in this spot, you know, definitely, man, I would go down there in a heartbeat and fill it
Yeah.
out, you know. And I wouldn't say you want to perform in Sioux City a whole bunch,
Right.
you know, because you definitely do want to branch out. You don't want to feel stuck, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody here, you know, sometimes when they hear the same stuff repeatedly, you know, it's kind of hard to catch on to like them coming and
Right.
finding attraction and all of your stuff. But, you know, I would say like big performers come down, you know, it's getting out there selling merch too. We also just got merch. So, I mean, if it's about selling merch and getting everything out there that we can, you know.
Yeah.
But
Doing your whole
I
marketing.
would say Sioux City shows are the funnest though.
Right.
That's for sure.
So far, they are.
So far, they're the funnest, dog. Because you just know everybody here. Everybody here is vibes. Everybody just supports each other here, and it's a great vibe, man. All
Yeah.
around the city, it really is. And compared to what it used to be, definitely.
All right, so going back into the conversation, what are some key advice that you could give out to the little homies out there, you know, trying to make a name for themselves, or even the big homies trying to, you know, start their own grind on this rap stuff, you know, because I know how people are, you know, like sometimes you have to leave a passion to get reinvested into it, you know. It's like sometimes, you know, let it go. If you love it and it comes back, it's yours, you know, type of shit.
Right.
So like I can agree with that, because even with all this film stuff, I've been to the point where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take a break, take like a 2-3 months, you know, and then I'm like falling in love with it again, you know.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that's how it'd be. But yeah, so what's some advice that each of you could give out to the youth out here, to the up and comers?
For me, man, I just say if you have a passion for music, don't stop. You know, never.
Right.
Continue to evolve. Continue to listen to new artists that are out there. You know, just I don't want to say steal their flow, but branch out, listen to them. You know, develop your own flow based on, you know, your
Yeah.
influences, because that's what happened for me. You know,
Mm-hmm.
a million different influences, and that's how I found my flow. You know, so just find your own flow and just keep going. If you're in the closet, if you're on your phone, from phone to phone, I mean, I did it all, and I just keep on going. Network, go to shows, talk to people. You know, get out there the best you
Yeah.
can. That's what we're working on now, and I just think that's the best thing that you can do, in my
You know,
opinion.
and building off of that, you know, you said you're rapping for a while now, you know. How was it changing from when you used to rap, that kind of flow that you had, to like the flow now? How has that been for you?
Oh man, it's evolved tenfold. Like, I grew up in the '90s, you know, so of course
Mhm.
I liked that '90s gangster rap and stuff
Okay,
like that.
fire.
You know?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, you know, so that was kind of my main motivation in the beginning. So that's kind of how I rapped and stuff. And slowly, you know, like Eminem and other, you know, huge like influential artists, you know, that motivate you. And
Right.
I guess for me, it just, I don't know. I found my own path, and I don't know how to explain it. For me, it just, I listened to the artists, and they just kind of gave me an idea. They gave me motivation on what I should write about. They helped me look within myself and write about what I need to write about, instead of that '90s gangster rap. But I still get down with it, you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
But
you
it's
know?
cool you got like two areas to like refer back to, you know?
Yeah,
To like pull
definitely.
from, you know, in your music. So that's what's up. And what about yourself? What would you say, you know, to the up and comers out here?
I would say, man, just you know, keep the same vision. You have that, like he said, you know, if you have the passion to rap with patience, I mean, like I said, man, you could wake up tomorrow, everything could all change in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You never know, you know. But, you know, take every day, bit by bit, and just, you know, get better. Do what you got to do. Sit down, write something, even if it
Right.
ain't, you know, reasonable. Write something, because practice makes perfect for everybody, man. And I would say just take this time, practice, because when your time to shine comes, you're gonna need that practice, and that's for sure, you know. So yeah, man, be patient, have patience, day by day, step by step, and eventually, you know, everything will turn out the way you want it. What you invest in, I believe, is what happens, you know.
Yeah, that manifesting it. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there was times, man. This summer we'd be driving from job to job. He'd be in the back with headphones in, writing on his notes. You know,
Right.
Literally, he's got 10 minutes to get there, and he's getting as much as he can done. You know.
Yeah, dude.
And that's inspiring too. You know. For sure.
Just staying persistent. You know, like every little bit you can get. You know, there's like directors out here that, you know, they'll keep a notepad in their car because when they're driving is when the notes, you know, the ideas just start flooding in, you know. So they're like, oh, when I gotta pull over real quick, you know, jot that down to just remember it.
Yeah,
for sure.
You know, and I, you know, me, I'm trying to write a little short film here, trying to get it all, you know, together and everything. And I'll be having ideas in the car too. I'll just pull out the little recorder on my phone and be like, yo, this is the idea for this, you know, this scene in the movie. And then I'll refer back to it when I'm writing that whole like script out, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So like that's really, you know, you can't pick when creativity hits you, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, that's cool, you know?
It really does. It really comes out of nowhere, man. I'll be sitting there, like when we worked at our other job, man, I'll be sitting there just working. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, man. I got to stop, pull my phone out. I got to write this down because that's going to drift away in about 5 minutes. You know? It's always when you're doing something else is when you should pay attention to the background ideas, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, really, they come.
So what are some inspirations for you?
Some inspiration for me, you know, I'll just when I first started writing, I would take my life, you know, the things I've been through, my past story. I would jot down ideas on like, okay, so how could I take that and, you know, turn it into a masterpiece, a song, you know. I wouldn't say masterpiece, but a good ass song, you know. And what inspires me is, I would say, start with your past, dude, because that's where the most stories come from, for real, is your past. And, you know, then that opens doors for this. And now, I'm sitting on here. I already did that, so now I got to reach out to something else, you know, and that would be like anything, man, like, you know, what I'm going to do tomorrow or my plans for this week, you know, write it down, jot it down, make it a rhyme, do what you got to do, you know, take anything in inspiration in life, dude, the best you can, you know, that's what I would say.
And this is my last question here. If you had like one trait or like one like characteristic about you guys' self that you were trying to relate to someone else, as in, let's say someone asked, like, who's Livønce, you know? What's your description of yourself that you're about to give someone that, you know, that's, like, wondering who you are and what you do, you know, like... Right.
I would say, man, I'm just an up-and-coming artist, you know, striving to do the best I can in this and make it the farthest I can before my time goes, you know? Definitely, I'm young still, so I still got time, still got drive in me. So, yeah, that's what I would say, man.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Any closing statements?
Nah, man. Y'all just stay up, and I appreciate the interview, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's been a hell of a ride already.
Yes, sir.
So. Definitely, man.
Well, hell yeah, man. Well, this is, you know, the NASTYCO channel. You know, I call it collective for a reason because it's beyond just me. Because at the end of the day, this video, you know, it might be, you know, I might get a little bit of clout here, you know, for it. But it's just the fact that, like, I get to capture moments like these is what I'm most important to me. Because again, like I said, like this is history for me. You know, this is our history book right here. Definitely. So that's kind of how I feel about this, and so that's why it's like I'm more appreciative of y'all sitting down, you know, and coming through. So yeah, you know, Nasty Collective YouTube channel, we out here. You know, appreciate y'all coming through, and
hey, thanks for having me, for real.
Hell yeah,
you can find us on all platforms.
Tell them.
Every platform, Apple Music, YouTube. Spotify, everything, man. Just look it up, and we appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Hey, and buy the merch. Buy the merch.
Oh yeah, buy the merch,
man. Join in with Nasty Collective Podcast.
Hey, hell yeah,
definitely.
We out, y'all. Doses.
Live once from the edge of the world, straight from the heart. From the edge of the world, I hear the angels crying out for the help. Cause it's a dog-eat world when all you got is yourself. But keep pushing through the pain and keep a pole on your belt. Because them snakes gonna bite you, the hardest pain that I felt. From a distance I can love, guess my trust is huge, get me. Chug a fifth and throw down with anybody who's with me. I get nervous and shaky, bugged out and get itchy. I can't fuck with everybody don't get me. Man swiping, no swipey, everybody act stingy. Smoking dro and getting high, lighted up like a chimney. Turn 2010, turn around and hit 50. Roll the dice and play my cards, keep that nifty right with me. Cause from the mind of a person who plays the smart moves right, they keep fucking with my heart cause it's so hard to be nice. Paid the price for the love, not only once I paid twice. Guess that's the game of life, my heart is frozen like ice. Everything that come across my mind go wash away. All the pain that came in my life just fade away. And now I'm straight, hoping for better days. Keep my brothers by my side because I know he gon' bang. Feel the venom through the veins, no diamond chains. Go walk straight through the rain without a thing cause I'm a soldier with range. Life's a game that no one's chosen to play. Man, it's been cloudy almost every day, but it's clearing up and we gon' make it through pain.
Hey,
Thanks, man.
clean as fuck.